A football ground in its first season could be the venue for Sampdoria to celebrate their first Italian League Championship. Welcome to the Stadio del Alpi in Turin, where the league leaders will need to gain a point on second place Milan to make certain of the title today. Sampdoria's crucial victory at Inter last Sunday was achieved at the cost of a red card for Roberto Mancini. He has a two-match suspension starting today. It's very likely that Lombardo will play further forward alongside Vialli. And the Yugoslav Sreko Katanec comes back into the team in Mancini's number 10 shirt. Vujadin Boskov, the coach, who celebrated his 60th birthday last Thursday. Well, Torino are unbeaten at home, but they have lost two of their foreigners. The Yugoslav Haris Skoro is injured. Muller, the talented but temperamental forward, has gone back to his native Brazil. But the one import who is in the side is the Spaniard Rafael Martin Vasquez. And he's had his season hampered by a back injury. It's been a very good season for the coach, Emiliano Mondonico. Torino fourth in the table. The two captains, the two number 6s, Roberto Cravero of Torino and Luca Pellegrini of Sampdoria. The Sampdoria supporters coming closer and closer to the ultimate celebration. They've seen their side succeed in cup competitions, but there's nothing like winning the league. It's certainly not an easy assignment for Sampdoria this afternoon. Torino, with this excellent record on this brand new ground, and Torino have priorities of their own. They hope to qualify for a place in next season's UEFA Cup. They're very well positioned for that, fourth in the table. And good afternoon to Graham Souness alongside me. Congratulations are in order, Graham, first of all for your new job as manager of Liverpool and for the team that you left behind in Glasgow, winning the Scottish Championship yesterday.
Thanks, Martin. I'm obviously delighted for everyone up in Scotland who's got anything to do with Rangers supporters and the like. And obviously it's a big job of just taking on one which I'm looking forward to very much come next year. We played well again yesterday, but unfortunately a match for nothing. You know, the championship was already decided. This game here today I'm looking forward to, because I'd love to see Sampdoria going to win the championship with style. They can go a long way to doing that today. Hopefully we don't see a game which just peters out with both sides sitting for a point.
Yes, there's a lot of speculation in these parts that a draw is a favoured outcome, given that Sampdoria, who just have the one change, Katanec for the suspended Mancini, given that they're at home to one of the strugglers, Lecce, next week, which one would expect them to get the 2 points from, and 3 points they need to be absolutely mathematically certain of the championship. Of course, a draw here would be a major contribution in achieving their aim. Here's Martin Vasquez, the number 10, the Spaniard. Lentini, who's been promoted to the ranks of the full Italian side this season. And Tonino Cerezo, who's almost as old as Graham Souness.
He's done remarkably well, because he's, you know, when he was in his prime, he was a forward attacking midfield player who went on these long runs. Now he's become more of a sort of central type holding player in the midfield, can pass the ball. All credit to him to keep going at that age. He's had a great career, and good luck to him.
Cravero. They played 15 league games here, Torino. They've won 8 and drawn the other 7. And Manini, having given away the free kick, stayed down. Lentini took it quickly, and the referee now has surely got to stop the play.
I know Manini, he must have a bow. He's a tough player, him. If he stayed down, he's got a bad one. It's always a bad sign when you don't see them moving after they've gone down. Hopefully it's not bad for them.
It's the first sign of what is basically Lentini's major asset. He wants to run with the ball, take on defenders and give them the sort of problems that Manini faced then. But Torino, who were champions of the second division last season, have made a very good return to the top flight. And Boskov looking to add a first Italian league title to his list of credentials. He won the Yugoslavian Championship with Vojvodina and the Spanish Championship with Real Madrid. Vialli. Catanets. And Vialli just starting to stretch the legs. And a cross that, in the end, is coped with by Luca Fusi, a former Sampdoria player, who's a defensive member, really, of the Torino midfield. Here goes Lentini, taking Manini with him. And this time, the game is stopped in Torino's favour. And Manini was struggling then, and Lentini very nearly got into the penalty area.
I think that's what he was looking for.
20 minutes gone. Maybe a chance for Torino here to have a major say in the destination of the championship. Sordo. Now Romano. And Cravero has got it past the goalkeeper, but there was cover behind him from Pari.
That was a great ball, and another pitch, the ball would have ran through, but you see the long grass that holds up for him and allows him to get the touch. Goalkeeper made life difficult for him, to be fair. That was a chance.
Romano, who's won the championship with Napoli. Lentini, lively again. Here's Cravero still forward. Couldn't quite master the ball quickly enough to have a shot. And it's brought out by Catanets. Great first touch by Vialli. Now Lombardo against Benedetti. And Benizzi trying to drive it back. And the game, after a fairly tentative start, has opened up now. Romano. And Policano, who could crop up anywhere. I thought Bresciani maybe had come back from an offside position. That wasn't an opinion shared by the linesman. Policano's pass. Space here for little Romano to try the shot. Another chance.
I think there was some mix-up in the Sampdoria defence. I thought they were calling offside before this ball. I thought they were calling offside, and I think maybe 2 or 3 of the Sampdoria defence stopped, because he should not have got that much room down that left-hand side.
Romano, who was inspiring in Napoli's championship-winning team in the 86-87 season. Picked up a severe injury after that. It's never quite the same force in Naples again. Not renowned as a goal scorer. And he had an opportunity then to tilt this match Torino's way.
Just feel Sampdoria missing a really dominant midfield player. You know, Cerezo is not that type, although that's where he's being asked to play at the moment. His when he was a younger man, was real forte, was getting into the box. He can't do that anymore. His life won't allow him. And in the middle of that midfield, I just feel that they're missing out on someone who can just pull the strings for him at the moment.
And Torino really quite powerful in that department, and in Lentini they have got an attacking player capable of opening up any defence.
You know, if you look at Sampdoria, Lombardi, Pari, similar types of player, which you must have. You know, like working midfield players who will stop opposition as much as anything. That'd be their strength rather than playing themselves.
But Lombardo, of course, has that attacking weapon of pace. Martin Vasquez. It's a marvellous pass. It took Manini out. Lentini crosses. Oh, and the header from Bresciani. Blocked by Pagliuca. And this is a terrific spell for Torino. He's only a tiny figure, Bresciani, but he pulled away from Vierkevod to get to the cross first.
Great cross. The header could have been better. I think if he had got it further down, the goalkeeper's isolated, and the goalkeeper has to come up and stand up. If he heads it down, then he's isolated. Great move.
And no sign that Torino have come here to play for a draw. Might suit Sampdoria. But Torino know there's a lot of competition for these spots for European qualification next season. They've got a good chance, though, of getting into the UEFA Cup. But they've conceded a free kick here. Oh, and the goalkeeper's come a long way. Applauded by Bruno for getting there. Luca Marchegiani, who, like Pagliuca at the other end, is in the category of the younger goalkeepers in Italy. Pagliuca 24, Marchegiani 25. Deep ball from Dossena. Sampdoria will miss Mancini in many ways, but certainly at free kicks and corners, he's one of the best around.
They don't appear to be in any great rush to get forward, do they?
Trying to draw Torino out, who are quite happy for the game to be played in this area. It's not going to hurt them.
But remember, it's a hot day, and you much prefer to be having the ball than chasing the ball.
There's a pass of some length and a bit of penetration too to Dossena. And Vialli was a little too quick then for Pollicano. And just when you think that Sampdoria are meandering, they measure their play to give the opposition a problem. And with half an hour gone, Lombardo needs some treatment. As Graham said earlier, they do have Mikhailichenko on the bench, I think for the 10th game in a row now, which is one of the more baffling pieces of team selection. But who would argue against a coach who's about, it seems, very strong favourites at least to win the championship for this club for the first time. Marchegiani able to claim that comfortably.
You know, any coach, manager doesn't like to see that happen. You know, where you get a free kick in a dangerous area and you set it up for the goalkeeper to come and take it like that. You know, it gives him confidence. You push people forward. Maybe a centre-half or defenders come up. You set it right for the goalkeeper. That's frustrating and not clever.
Well, there's certainly plenty of clever touches from Lentini, and here's Bruno, an unlikely ally. Sampdoria start again from a deep position and at their own pace. I'm sure Fuyadin Boskov has been reminding his players this week that just because the position is looking so promising, the job isn't completely done. Complacency could come after such a satisfying result as winning away to Inter.
I'm sure the players were aware 2 weeks ago that, you know, the Inter game and this game was going to make or break for them. So they'll be fully aware of what they have to do here. They were last week, I'm sure they are again today.
And at least having lost at home to Torino, they will be well aware of the danger. Lombardo's cross. Oh, and it's going to be a gift for Invernizzi. That's just the sort of situation that seems to happen to teams at the top and never happens to those at the bottom.
The defender was dreaming. We have 3 defenders out there, ball played, and no obvious concern here, and then Wallop.
Mistake by Sordo. Lombardo's cross, and you expected really Sampdoria to be a little short of numbers in the centre, but Invernizzi, to his credit, had covered a lot of ground to get in there, and he got his reward. And Sampdoria lead here in Turin and move ever closer to coming out on top in this Italian First Division. Invernizzi, whose only previous goal this season was Sampdoria's first of the season.
That's the best thing that could have happened, Martin, for the game.
Bresciani. Lentini taking on Manini again. Torino have a corner.
It's an interesting battle up between those two. Manini will stick to his job, but the boy's talented.
So a mistake by one of Torino's younger players, Gianluca Sordo. Torino trying to repair the damage from the corner. And here is Sordo, who gave away the goal to Invernizzi. Favero. And Sordo trying to... Oh, and there's another back pass, and it's Pollicano! And it's the outside of the net. And what is going on?
That was a weird back pass.
Dossena.
You know, he's even had a chance to look up. I mean, they're attacking, there's still players in the box, and he's tried it. Strange pass.
Strange at any time, but particularly when Dossena had seen the calamity in his favour at the other end of the pitch.
So that's always a danger, I think, with players who are players. He's a passer and the mover of the ball, and at no time does he want to give the ball away.
Good tackle by Pellegrini.
That was a time for hooking the ball away, and he wouldn't do it, and he wanted to play himself out of trouble.
10 minutes to go to half-time. It's all bubbling now. Well held by this fine young goalkeeper, Gianluca Pagliuca.
The feeling in Genoa is that he is the best goalkeeper around in Italy at the moment, Pagliuca. You know, he's a young man and his time's on his side, but they feel he should already be in the national team.
Invernizzi, who scored the goal, back to Catanets again. As well anticipated by Benedetti that time to beat Vialli to the ball. Martin Vasquez with the cross. Well, this little Bresciani, Giorgio Bresciani, at around 5'8", but with a natural spring. And against Vierkevot, he really wasn't entitled to win that.
Another good ball from Vasquez. You know, he's playing on the left-hand side. He's a right-footed player. He cuts in and he plays a ball which is more difficult for a defender because it's always going towards goal if he clips it in with his right foot from the left. As you said, he out-jumped him. It was a good header.
Sordo. And Torino still showing this capacity to get players free in key areas. Oh! It stayed out from Lentini's header. He was away to celebrate the goal behind the boards.
That was great defending. It was Vercoed, I think, cleared it off the line. The goalkeeper was in no man's land. That was a great clearance.
Policano's cross. Well-timed arrival by Lentini, and it was Pietro Viercovod who scooped it away from under his own crossbar. And it really has been an eventful first half, which was slow to take off. Cadenets, stopped by Fusi. On the burst is Pasquale Bruno. Policano, Romano, given more room to shoot than Sampdoria would like, and Pagliuca entitled to take it out on his defenders then. Bresciani not too happy with the way the attack finally finished.
That's not good play from Sampdoria at this stage in the game. Catanets losing the ball, was running with it. You know, that was the time, just make passes, make sure you're goal side all the time. It's nearly half-time, you're 1-up away from home.
Romano tried to pull a string or two again. Bresciani. Very tight control. Policano goes for sheer strength and acceleration. And between them, they very nearly forged a path for an equaliser. The computer here giving the possession to Sampdoria 57% to 43. But the chances have been much more in Torino's favour, although they're a goal down. Pagliuca comes through the crowd and asserts his authority, and we'll be hoping that one or two of his defenders do likewise. It's stoppage time now at the end of the first half. Lombardo. Triali. Invernizzi is there. If Vialli wants to use him, he picks out Cerezo instead. Policano. It's been a first half that hasn't had the raw intensity of last Sunday's match, but is being quite similar in that Sampdoria have survived a number of really heart-stopping incidents in their own penalty area. But they have a lead which they're looking to add to here. The ball had gone out. Policano. It was Parry trying to make sure that Torino don't get into the Sampdoria half one more time before the referee calls a halt. 2 minutes of stoppage time played. Catanets. If it was basketball, you'd say that Sampdoria were running down the clock. But actually, they're looking to do a bit more than that. Until Lombardo was forced away by Benedetti, and it is half-time here in Turin. So far, so good, yet again for Sampdoria. A goal presented to them by Sordo of Torino. An underhit back pass seized upon by Invernizzi after 32 minutes. But certainly some scares for Sampdoria along the way, most notably when Lentini's header was hooked away from right underneath his own crossbar by Sampdoria's Viercovod. A very good first half and plenty to look forward to in the second. At half-time, it's Torino 0, Sampdoria 1. Torino to start the second half. Prior to today, just one defeat in their previous 9 games. That was away to Milan, which is no disgrace, of course. But they're a goal down, a rare experience for them on their own ground. A goal down to Sampdoria, who are moving inexorably, it seems, towards the 1991 championship. But certainly enough evidence from Torino in the first half to suggest that this match is by no means over. Unlucky for Vialli. Pollicano. Now Romano. This is Martin Vasquez. And Manini got to it. Lentini was coming in behind him.
You know, a couple of moves down the left-hand side. Vasquez is involved in them. He could do so much more. I think he is. I think I've said it before on this channel that I feel like he is a world-class player, and I don't know what's happened to him this year. The injury, maybe it's more serious than we thought, but he is a world-class player, and I'd like to see him do more because he has the ability to do it.
Romano. Cravero joining in from the back again. And he might reach it here. Pagliuca bails them out once more from Roberto Cravero.
That's another great save. You know, it's a saving height for him, to be fair, but his reaction is great. That's a great save.
Lentini knocked it back from beyond the far post from Romano's cross. And Manini goes off to be replaced by Lana. So both sides now have used the substitute. This is in the 9th minute of the second half. And they haven't got the ball away yet, Sampdoria. Romano! Sampdoria disobeying that footballing law. Don't substitute when you're about to face a corner. But Manini clearly in some discomfort. And when Romano hit that, well, if it had been inside the far post as we look, I don't think even Pagliuca could have prevented a goal. Cantonet's finding himself up front. Now Cravero. Can Sampdoria survive for a victory here on a day when a draw would be a good result? But if they were to lose a goal quickly, you really wouldn't fancy the way this game is shaped up, that they would get anything at all if Torino got the boost of equalising. This is Bruno. And again, Pagliuca has to knock it out. It could have flown straight to a Torino boot, in which case the ball might have been dispatched quickly back into the Sampdoria net. But again, the fortune on Sampdoria's side. The match has reached its three-quarter point.
You just wonder how long they can ride their luck. Shots like that, if they take a deflection, kills the goalkeeper.
Martin Vasquez this time.
I said before, I like him. When I've seen him play, I've seen him a few times playing in Spain, I thought he was an exceptional player. He is a match winner on his own. The way he strikes the ball, I think you see more of that. If the Sampdoria are going to drop off and allow them shots from outside the box, it's a dangerous ploy, because as I've said, if they take a deflection, the goalkeeper's dead.
Well, Vialli was seriously hurt. We did him a disservice to suggest that he was just time wasting when he went down a few minutes ago, and he's had to vacate the match to allow Marco Branca to come on. Branca with 5 goals this season in limited opportunity. Vialli, as ever, has got a great rapport with the crowd. prepared to give his shirt away. Policano, another Sampdoria slip. Catanets obstructed Policano right on the edge of the area. And there are some exhausted Sampdoria players out there. Both substitutes now on, so they've got to see it through.
They look tired, don't they? You know, obviously the pressure been building up, all the newspaper speculation, the whole thing, the newspapers, television, all takes its toll on these boys. And there's so much of it out there.
So Pagliuca's next task perhaps to plot the line of this free kick. Taken by Lentini. He'll be quite happy to see that one go over the goalkeeper.
You can imagine what the newspapers have been full of this week. You know, the already champions just have to go and get a point in Torino. All this takes its toll on the players. And there's a lot of those players have not been the course before. Some of them have not come anywhere near winning a championship. Now, as I say, they're maybe 20 minutes away from the biggest day in their footballing lives.
Soro. Good tackle by Cerezo. But Cesena just hasn't got the speed to chase things that aren't guided directly at him. Romano against Pellegrini. Get up, says the referee. I don't think it hurt that much, but it was the decision that hurt.
You can see the reaction of the referee here. He just sort of takes them with contempt, just waves them away. That's how it should be.
"19 minutes to go. It's going to seem a long, long countdown for Sampdoria. Here comes Cravero. Torino have put a lot of effort into this second half in particular, and the game in general. Oh, and that's Bresciani. The goalkeeper's picked it off the head of Policano. Very positive again.
You just wonder how long the luck can last. If this ball is, you know, hit any differently, it's bobbled across. Is it for Lentini? No, Policano. You wonder how long they can ride the luck.
Here come the home side again. Their unbeaten record in the league on this ground is in danger. But now Lentini! And between them, Pagliuca and Fierkevod prevented an equaliser, which even in the amazing context of this particular match looked really on the cards that time.
You know, I touched on it earlier about they just seem to be, sorry.
Just let the corner be taken. Bresciani off the line!
That was a goal.
Was it over? Lombardo was guarding the post.
That looked like a goal.
Great turn by Bresciani, snapshot. And we don't really see it again from there, but Lombardo was clearly behind the line. But of course, the whole of the ball has to cross it.
I was going to say that early in the first half, sorry, I'd said that they just seem to be playing wherever they find themselves on the pitch, and this is causing them a problem at the moment, because down this left-hand side, they're being exposed. You know, the final ball into the box, there's no one there.
But just look at the luck of the league leaders. Policano. Surely something's got to crack. Cravero. Well, they're lining up to take their shots at goal. Branca scuffed out by Cerezo. "13 minutes to go. Soro. Still Soro. Policano. Down he goes. Penalty to Torino. The yellow card brandished. But Lombardo, perhaps he was the closest to the referee in leading those Sampdoria protests, and if he continues here, he might be off. Well, that looked a goal, as Graham said at the time. Now they have got the chance to equalise here. Sampdoria took the lead after 32 minutes, but 32 minutes into the second half, they've conceded a penalty. And Bresciani is the man to take it.
You fancy the goalkeeper?
He's saved everything else. Here goes Bresciani. 1-1, excellent penalty. Even Pagliuca couldn't prevent the equaliser. A most deserved reward for Torino's incessant attacking play in the second half. And in the end, something had to give for Sampdoria. It happened to be a penalty, but it could have been from any one of a catalogue of chances in the second half. And can Sampdoria now see it out to get 1 point? You have to wonder.
Well, it'll be interesting to see whether they go on and go for the 2 points, Torino, now, or settle for the 1. I mean, surely they must. I mean, they've been giving them such a thousand. Surely they must go for the 2 points.
Back it goes to Lana. Vinicius, whose goal has been wiped out by Bresciani's equaliser. Lombardo. Bresciani had missed a couple of penalties earlier this season, and the job had passed to Pollicano. But Bresciani had the self-belief to take on the job, and that's really what you want in those situations. Pass misses count for little, and he did his task admirably against the goalkeeper, who must have looked a fairly demanding opponent. Now, Torino looking as though they're regrouping a little defensively.
You can't believe that, can you? You know, they have Sampdoria on the rack all this time. There's nothing changed. They haven't suddenly changed the rules. They haven't introduced any new players. They're now happy with the point. And really, you know, I think the supporters in our country would certainly want them to go out and chase the 2.
Welcome to Italy. Pellegrini. Lombardo. We're inside the last 10 minutes. Pari. Sampdoria trying to use up some time.
I think our viewers will find it hard to understand that, won't they? You know, the fact that we had them on the rack for so long, we're making opportunities, getting opportunities with ease, and now they've just said, OK, we've got a point. We're happy with that.
And another goal here, and it would be the double over Sampdoria for Torino. Lombardo. And another look at the goal that wasn't. Clearly over the line. I think the referee was delighted to have the opportunity to give a penalty, so that justice could be done. This is Branca, who may have other ideas than settling for a draw. May not be an opinion shared by his teammates. But then forwards are usually more optimistic than defenders. They have to be. It's the nature of the job. Torino. Now Paddy. Well, it really defies description at the moment.
I mean, we must be doing, what, 30, 40 passes I've had. No real attempt to get the ball by Torino, and the supporters are, well, enjoying it.
And happy with it.
Yeah, they've got a point. They've got a point from the league leaders. They would be champions. They're happy.
And 3 points from them over the season. That's something to talk about during the summer.
If they qualify for Europe, first year back, then it's, you know, it's been a great season for them.
Four minutes to go. Bruno and the substitute Branca, the players in the wars. Sampdoria finished fourth in 1961, fourth in 1985, and in 1988. Always a club that like to pass the ball and play attractive football. They proved a good bet in cup competitions, winning the Italian Cup in 85, 88 and 89. The European Cup Winners' Cup last season, runners-up the year before. But they're on the verge of a championship, which is the way really teams in the final analysis are judged. If you can win your league title, then you can call yourself the best. Sometimes it's the luckiest who come out on top in the cups. Although Sampdoria, in moving another step closer to the championship here, and indeed last Sunday, as you've seen quite clearly in the two matches, have had plenty of luck along the way in the league. But in many matches, they've given marvellous displays. You think back to 4 goals they scored in Naples. And the quality of Mancini and Vialli, who are both now not involved. Mancini suspended here and Vialli substituted. Well, I find that hard to believe. We've seen these computer statistics in the past. Torino seemed to have 100% of the possession in the second half, at least until they scored. Then they were happy to trade it.
Look at this, you think somebody had come on and changed the rules of the game.
Yes, maybe you get a goal if you put together 30 passes in any direction. And all the passion and the purpose has gone out of the occasion. Paddy. It couldn't happen in many other countries and be tolerated, but here the result is worshipped, and how it's achieved doesn't quite matter so much. But I must say, until the penalty went in, it had been a very entertaining afternoon, and let's remember that, and not the last rites of the match.
It has been a good game, Martin. You know, it was great that somebody should, that Sampdoria got the goal in the first half. Otherwise, we could have been looking at this situation a lot longer, before this actually happened. I mean, now it's just, well, as you said, people in our country find it hard to understand that this can happen, but that's the Italian way. But there has been so many good things to remember from this game, especially the goalkeeping of Sampdoria goalkeeper.
Have you played in games where this is so the gloves come off? And
yeah, in my first season out there, we actually played Juventus, and it was a similar situation. They actually scored, we scored, and it was played out. It suited them, and they were champions, and it suited us. We were going for Europe, similar to this one.
Well, if a competitor as great as you can tolerate it, then we should be patient as viewers. Here's Lombardo. The end justifies the means, and a 1-1 result here suits both camps. And the referee would be well advised, I would think, not to add on too much stoppage time. And surely he will understand what's going on. It's a match he doesn't really have to officiate anymore because no one's tackling and no one's trying to score. Let's have the final whistle, let's evaluate the result, and let's wait to next week when Sampdoria are surely going to clinch the title in their own stadium. It's 1-1 for 9/10 of the game. It was an absorbing match, with Sampdoria scoring in the first half through Invernizzi, and Torino really straining in the second half to equalise. And they certainly thought that they had done so here from Bresciani. And Lombardo, deep into his own net, was adjudged to have cleared safely off the line when the ball had crossed it. But it was Bresciani, some justice in that he took the penalty that came shortly after that to give Torino the point that they wanted to go towards a place in next season's UEFA Cup. And Sampdoria, you can bet on them being crowned champions. Home to Lecce next Sunday. Torino 1, Sampdoria 1.